All right, so this should move quickly here. Back to our general journal. Okay, we're on the 21st, so we're going to go to our general ledger and find our sales returns and allowances. And we will debit it for the $68.44. So general ledger, sales returns and allowances. On the 21st. Okay, and so we are back now from our general journal, page 74. And this is a debit for the $68.44. Oops, went in the wrong spot. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add to our previous balance since we're debiting a debit. And back to our journal. Accounts receivable. Oh, I skipped a step. I will jump back up there here in a minute. So we're going to go to our accounts receivable. And we are going to credit our accounts receivable for the $68.44. So we're going to go back to our general ledger, to our accounts receivable on the 21st. Okay, G74. Okay, this goes in as a credit. So we're crediting a debit, so we need to subtract $1,068.28. So the step that I skipped from before, and I will go back up there, we also need to post this into the accounts receivable from each person. So we need to go find our Brooks and Bennett, which is going to be in our accounts receivable ledger here, and we need to credit their account for $68.44. So back over here to our accounts receivable ledgers on the 21st. Okay, this is General Journal, page 74, and this is going to go in as a credit of $68.44. So here now what we're doing is we're going to subtract. So we take our previous total minus our credit, because what happened is we issued a credit back to them, so they now owe us less money. So when they buy something, their account goes up. When they return something, then it goes down. So now our new balance is $1,499.48. So let's go ahead and jump back to the one that I missed. We're going to come up here to Myers & Company, and we're going to go ahead and find their account and credit it for the $40.70. So let's find our Myers Company on the 6th, because we jump back up. Okay, General Journal, page 74. We credit the $68.44. So again, we need to subtract because we credited them back for merchandise returned. All right, so we can go ahead now and finish up on the 30th. So again, sales returns and allowances is a debit of, oops, my bad, $98.50. So we go back down to our general ledger, to our sales returns and allowances. Our date here is the 30th. Okay, we debit. So again, we're going to add. I wonder if I use just pull down here. Yep, there we go. So it just automatically filled my formula in for me there. All right, 2 more entries from here. So back to our journal, we're going to go to our accounts receivable to credit the $98.50, and that's our general ledger. And our date is the 30th. So again, I'm just going to do my fill handle here, and it updates my total for us, $961.78. Okay, last one here, Diaz Hardware. We're going to go ahead and credit their account receivable over here. So find our Diaz hardware on the 30th. G74. Okay, we're going to go ahead and credit the 98.50. So we need to subtract. So we're going to take our previous balance minus our credit. 1,027.04 should be the balance. So we have now journalized everything from our general journal. The last piece of this that we need to do is we need to jump back up here and we need to post our totals. Okay, so we are going to, if you look up here, use your references. We're going to find our accounts receivable and we are going to debit the total amount here. Okay, so we're going to take this total. We're going to go to our general ledger, to our accounts receivable. Okay, this was on the 30th. And this was our total from our sales journal. So sales journal, what was our sales journal number? 39. These should be G74. Okay, so sales journal. This is going to be a debit. Oh. Come back here. 4,063.19. So we're going to debit. So in this situation, we're going to go ahead and subtract. Okay, so, I'm sorry, we had been subtracting. In this situation, we're debiting a debit. So we're going to go ahead and add. So our new balance, our ending balance should be 5,018.97. Okay, so if you notice, this is account number 113. We're going to come back to our journal. Underneath here, we're going to go ahead and put in parentheses the 113. What that does is it indicated that we posted. Oh, that's not what I wanted to happen. Should be in parentheses. Oh, I don't know if it's going to lose my formatting or not. Yep. Oh, let's see if I can fix that. Well, I'm not sure how I'm going to fix that, but here's what I'm going to do. Oh, probably going to do the same thing. So we'll just type it here. They should be in parentheses, but we're going to put the 113 to indicate that we have now posted this total into our accounts receivable as a debit. So if you can guess here, we're going to now go ahead and do our sales. We're going to do the same total, and we're going to go back to our general ledger. We are going to find our sales. Okay, and we're going to do April. Sorry, there should have been a balance in here to start with. Get that in here quick. Can't spell. That's okay. So our balance for our sales should have been 11,260.44. Okay, so now on the 30th, we're going to go ahead and enter from sales journal. Page 39, we're going to enter in our total. So if you look back here, you can see it's going to go in as a credit. So the 4,063.19 is going to go in as a credit into sales. So we're crediting a credit. So we add, goodness, I'm struggling, 11,260. So we're going to take our balance plus our credit to now have a balance of 15,323.63. And that does not match what mine says it should have. 11,204. So for some reason, my totals are wrong here. 4,057.19. Let me double check my journal and see if I messed something up here. There's my mistake. 652.87. There we go. That fixed my mistake. Okay, so we're going to come down here, and we had done our 113. That should have been in parentheses. We're going to indicate here that we posted into our sales, which is account 411. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add that. I'm actually going to just put it over here to indicate that we posted both of these totals. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, just for my own sanity, I'm going to double rule here because I know you're supposed to, which shows that we're done with that total. Okay, so you are now done with the posting. So first step, post each one of these separately into your accounts receivable. Step number 2, post all of these into your general ledger, with the exception of each one of these needs to go into their accounts receivable. Step number 3, you need to come back up here and you need to go ahead and you need to post your total into accounts receivable and into sales. Step number 4, which I skipped because I forget this a lot, we need to do our post reference numbers. So remember, you would get those from the ledgers. These do not have post reference numbers, so I'm going to show you what that looks like. But sales returns and allowances is account 412. So I'm going to plug all those in right now. Oops. Okay, accounts receivable is 113. We're going to put a hyphen, and I'm going to use a check mark, but in this instance, I'm just going to go ahead and use an X. That indicates that we put it into accounts receivable and we put it into Myers and Company. So I'm just going to go ahead and paste this into these boxes. So now you have your post reference numbers done. I'm going to go ahead and pause this, and we have one more really quick thing to finish.